Hello everyone. In this video, I will discuss with you the measures of central tendency. I have divided the whole contents of central tendency into some lectures. This one is the first lecture where I have included only mean. This video is the part of online educational resources prepared by Zoological Society of Assam. So let us start our discussion. The learning outcomes of this lecture are concept of data, concept of central tendency, concept of mean and types of mean, and calculation of mean with the help of various examples. Central tendency is considered as the basics of biostatistics. So let us first know the definition of central tendency. In a dataset, the values of the variable have a tendency to concentrate around some central value. That central value is known as the representative value of the whole dataset, and the other values of that variable have a tendency to remain concentrated around that central value. This tendency of the other values of the variable is simply known as the central tendency. The measures that are used to calculate central value of a dataset are known as the measures of central tendency. Mainly, we use two types of measures. One is mathematical average and second one is the positional average. Under mathematical average, we have arithmetic mean, geometric mean and harmonic mean. Under positional average, we have median and mode. Mean are again divided into arithmetic mean, geometric mean and harmonic mean. Now, there are three types of arithmetic mean. First, simple arithmetic mean, weighted arithmetic mean and combined arithmetic mean. So before going through the calculation of central tendency, it is very essential to have some idea about the type of dataset. As a whole, the dataset may be divided into two, ungrouped dataset and grouped dataset. Ungrouped dataset means the data first you collect from an experiment and the result is not, or the data is not sorted into categories or otherwise grouped. An ungrouped dataset is basically a list of numbers. For example, the first table. Secondly, group data means when the data has been bundled together into some categories. Example, the second table. In the second table, you have seen that the weight of patients are given in class interval in the first column, and in the second column, the number of patients that fall under specific class interval are given in frequency distribution table. These kind of dataset are simply known as the group type of dataset. Group data can be again divided into inclusive and exclusive. Inclusive class interval means in the class interval when the lower limit and the upper limit is included. For example, the first table. Here you have seen that in the first class interval the range is 55 to 59, and second class interval it is 60 to 64. So here both the upper limit and the lower limit is included. Secondly, in case of exclusive class interval, the lower limit is included but upper limit is excluded. For example, the second table. In the second table, we have seen that the first class interval range is 60 to 70, and in the second class interval the range is 70 to 80. So it is clearly seen that in the first class interval only the lower limit is included but upper limit is excluded. So any kind of statistical calculation, we have to convert the inclusive data into exclusive type of data set. For that we use one correction factor, that is 0.5. And after converting the inclusive type of dataset into exclusive type of dataset, Here we have the second table. Here you can see that the range started from 54.5 to 59.5, and in the second class range is 59.5 to 64.5. So here in this type of data set, only the lower limit is included but the upper limit is excluded. Now let us discuss in detail about the arithmetic mean. Simple arithmetic mean is the most commonly used measure of central tendency to calculate the representative value of a dataset. It is obtained by dividing the aggregate of various items of the same series by the total number of observations. The formula to calculate simple arithmetic mean is x bar equal summation of x divided by n, where summation of x means sum of individual observations of the variable and n means number of observations. Now let us discuss simple arithmetic mean with the help of an example. Hemoglobin percentage of 5 patients suffering from HIV was recorded as 7.2, 8.1, 7.6, 7.9 and 8.3. Here we have to find out the average hemoglobin percentage of the patients suffering from AIDS. Solution will be simply following the formula of arithmetic mean, that was x bar is equal to summation of x divided by n. Now the values of the variable are 7.2, 8.1, 7.6, 7.9 and 8.3. Simply we have to add all the values, then divide by total number of observation, that is 5. So after calculation we have the value 7.82. Here 7.82 is the average hemoglobin percentage of the patients suffering from HIV. Here the representative value of this dataset is the 7.82. This is the formula. X bar is equal to summation of fx divided by summation of f. So summation of fx means sum of values of the variable and their corresponding frequencies, and summation of f means sum of the frequencies. Next is the calculation of arithmetic mean for group data. Again, in case of group data, we have discrete series and continuous series. When the data set have only the frequency, not the class interval, then that type of data set is simply known as the discrete series type of data set. Here you can see that let us discuss with the help of this problem. First, focus on the problem. You can see the dataset reveals that oxygen percentage in respirometer, the values are like this: 11, 11, 12, 12, 13, 13, 14, 14 and 15, right? So how many times we have 11? It is 2 times. 12, 3 times. 13, 5 times. 14, 2 times, and 15 only 1. So the number of occurrence of a single value in the dataset is considered as the frequency. Now how to find out the central or the representative value of this dataset? From the problem we have the first two columns, oxygen percentage and frequency, and according to the formula we need f into x. So we have to calculate first the f into x. How to calculate? 11 into 2, 22, 12 into 3, 36, 13 into 5, 65, 14 into 2, 42, 15 into 1, 15. Okay, now calculate the summation of f, that is total number of observation 13, and summation of fx, that is 180. So whenever we put the values in the formula, simply we have the value 13.846. So oxygen percentage in the respirometer, the average representative value is the 13.846. Now let us calculate simple arithmetic mean for group data where the data are arranged both in class interval and in frequency distribution. For this kind of data set, first to calculate mean, we have to calculate the midpoint. How to calculate the midpoint? Simple. You first add the lower limit, then add the value of the upper limit of the specific class interval, then divide by 2. You will get the mid value of that class interval. Then the formula to calculate mean of this kind of data set is x bar is equal to summation of fm divided by summation of m, where summation of fm means sum of the values of midpoints multiplied by their corresponding frequencies. So here the problem is the following is the weight of 15 diabetic patients. We have to find out the mean value, and the data is given both in class interval and the frequency distribution. So according to the formula, first we need the midpoint. So let us first calculate the midpoint. In the solution step, first we have to arrange the data. In the first column we have put the class interval of weight. In the second column we have put the frequency, that is number of persons, or you can say number of patients. Then in the third column we have put the midpoint value, and in the fourth column we have to calculate f into m. So for the first class interval, that is 50 to 55. Now let us find out the midpoint. 50 plus 55 divided by 2, 52.5. Then 55 plus 60 divided by 2, the value will be 57.5. Then 60 plus 65 divided by 2, 62.5. Then 65 plus 70 divided by 2, 67.5. Now following the formula, first we have to calculate summation of f, that is total number of observation, obviously 15. Then summation of fm, that is 917.5. And when we put this value in the formula, simply we will get the average weight 61.75. So in the data set, from the data set which was given as a problem, we can say that the 15 diabetic patients have the average weight 61.75 kg. Next is weighted arithmetic mean. Weighted arithmetic mean means the average of a set of values where a specific weightage is given to each and every value of the data set. How to calculate the weighted arithmetic mean? Simply first take the value of the variable, then multiply it with the weightage factor, then add all the products. You will get the weighted arithmetic mean. Let us discuss clearly with the help of a problem. So a student is enrolled in zoology major where the final grade is determined based on the following categories: first internal 20%, second internal 20%, home assignment 10%, and final exam 50%. These percents are the given weightage on which the student has earned the following scores for each category: first internal 83, second internal 78, final exam 75, home assignment 100. So here you have seen that 20% weightage is given on the first internal, 20% weightage is given on the second internal, and 10% weightage is given on home assignment, that is here on 100, and 50% on the final exam. So these kind of data set or these kind of calculation are frequently used whenever we have to find out the result of the students every year. Now how to calculate the average grade of the. Now let us first arrange the data in a table. In the first column of the table we have put the detail of the exams. Then in the second column the marks obtained in various exams. Then in the third column we have put the weight value, but in the fourth column we have converted the weight value into weight factor. Then finally, to calculate the mean, first we have taken the marks of first internal, that was 83, and here weightage factor is 0.20. So 83 into 0.20 plus in the second internal the marks obtained 78, weightage factor 0.20. So 78 into 0.20 plus final exam the marks obtained 75, weightage factor 0.50. So 75 into 0.50 plus in home assignment marks obtained 100, weightage factor 0.10. So 100 into 0.10. Now after calculation we'll get 79.7. So average grade or average mark of that student in that year is 79.7. Combined arithmetic mean means it is the mean of two or more groups. Finally, you represent the mean of two or more groups in a combined way. So, the name is combined arithmetic mean. The formula to calculate combined arithmetic mean is summation of n x divided by summation of n. Here, n means the number of observation in a specific group, x means the mean value of that specific group, then divided by summation of n, this n means total number of observation of all the groups. Now let us discuss combined arithmetic mean with the help of a problem. The problem is the mean hemoglobin percentage of 13 girl students of UG 4th semester is 12.3%, whereas rest 14 boy students is 13.80. We have to calculate the mean hemoglobin percentage of UG 4th semester students. Here in this problem we have two groups. One is group of the girls and second one is the group of the boys. So following the combined arithmetic mean formula, we have put the values like this. 13 for the group 1, 13 is the total number of observation, that is 13 girl students, into for this group the mean value is 12.3, plus for the second group the total number of observation, that means total number of boys in that class is 14, into mean value of that group is 13.8 divided by total number of students in the class is 13 plus 14. So after calculation we will have 13.07. From that we can conclude that the average hemoglobin percentage of UG 4th semester students irrespective of boys and girls as a whole, for that specific class the hemoglobin percentage is simply 13.07%, and this value is the combined mean of the whole class. Next is geometric mean. Geometric mean is defined as the nth root of the product of n observations. The simple formula to calculate geometric mean for ungrouped data is n square root bracket x1 into x2 up to the n values of the variable, where n is the number of observation and x1, x2, xn are the n values of the variate x. Now let us discuss geometric mean with the help of an example. On 1st January, the weight of a pig was 14 kg. On 1st March, the weight of the same pig was 20 kg. We have to calculate the average weight of the pig on 1st February. Now following the formula of geometric mean, here we have n 2. Then the values of the variable are 14 and 20. After calculation, we'll get the value 16.73. So the approximate weight of the pig on 1st February was 16.73 kg. Now you have seen that for this kind of data set, we can't use any formula of arithmetic mean. Thus, the measures of central tendency will vary according to the type of data set. Geometric mean is particularly useful in dealing with ratios, rates, and percentage. But this formula of geometric mean can be applied if there are only 2 or 3 numbers of observation, because if n is very large, the problem of finding the nth root will be very difficult. In that case, we have to consider the logarithms of the values of the variable for the computation of geometric mean. So, the formula to calculate geometric mean for ungrouped data will be antilog bracket log x divided by n bracket close, where x is the summation of log values of n values of the variable x and n total number of observation. Next, if the data are arranged in frequency distribution table, then the formula to calculate geometric mean will be antilog bracket summation of f into log x divided by summation of f bracket close. Then, if the data are arranged both in class interval and in frequency distribution table, then the formula to calculate geometric mean will be antilog bracket summation of f into log m divided by summation of f bracket close. Here log m means the midpoint value. First we have to calculate the midpoint value of the class interval, then we have to take the log value of m. The logarithm of gm is equal to arithmetic mean of logarithms of individual values. Now let us calculate geometric mean using these formulas for different kinds of data set. So the first problem is the number of basophils of 30 patients was recorded in frequencies. Number of basophils 11, frequency 5. That means 5 number of patients have the basophil numbers 11. Basophil number 14, frequency 6. Basophil number 17, frequency 8. Basophil number 19, frequency 7. Basophil number 22, frequency 4. Means 4 number of patients have the basophil number 22. Now let us first arrange the data set. In the first column, we have put the values of the variable x. In the second column, we have put the frequency values. Then, following the formula to calculate geometric mean, when the data are arranged in frequency distribution, then we have to calculate log value of the variable x. Now, log 11 will be 1.0414. Log 14, 1.1461. Log 17, 1.2304. Log 19, 1.2788. Log 22, 1.3424. Then in the fourth column, we have to calculate f into log x. So 5 into 1.041 is equal 5.207. In the second row, 6 into 1.1461 equal 6.876. Then 8 into 1.2304 equal 9.843. Then 7 into 1.2788 equal 8.951. Lastly, 4 into 1.3424 equal 5.369. Then we have to calculate summation of f. That means total number of observation is 30. Then summation of f into log x will be 36.248. Now following the formula to calculate geometric mean for discrete series, we have summation of f and summation of f into log x from the previous example. If we put the values in the formula, then we'll get anti-log bracket 36.248, that is summation of f into log x divided by 30, that means total number of frequency, bracket close. Then we'll have to calculate anti-log 1.208. Finally, we'll get the value 16.15. That means the number of basophils of 30 patients is average 16.15. Now let us calculate geometric mean for the dataset having both class interval and frequency distribution. The problem is the number of grains are given in class interval and number of panicles are given in frequency. For the class interval 98 to 100, number of panicles, that means frequency 12. Then for the class interval 100 to 102, frequency 20. For the class interval 102 to 104, frequency 11. For the class interval 104 to 106, frequency 5. The last class interval 106 to 108, frequency 2. So this is a inclusive type of dataset. Now let us first arrange the dataset. In the first column we have put the class intervals, in the second column we have put the frequency values, and in the third column we have to calculate the midpoint value. How to calculate the midpoint of a class interval? First, the lower limit value of the class plus the upper limit value of the class divided by 2. Following the formula, for the first class interval we get the mid value 99, and the other midpoint values for the other class intervals will be 101, 103, 105 and 107. Then we have to calculate the log value of midpoint. Then log 99 will be 1.99, log 101 will be 2.00, log 103 2.01, log 105 2.02, log 107 2.03. Then in the last column we have to calculate f into log m. So 12 into 1.99, it will be 23.94. 20 into 2, it is 40. 11 into 2.01, 22.14. Then 5 into 2.02, 10.11. Last 2.203 into 4.06. In the next step we have to calculate summation of f. It will be 50. That means number of panicles total 50. Then we have to calculate summation of f into log m. It is 100.34. Now from the previous table we have the value summation of f is equal to 50. Then summation of f into log m equal 100.34. If we put the values in the formula, then we'll get anti-log 2.01. The anti-log value of 2.01 will be 101.34. So for 50 number of panicles, the average number of grain will be 101.34. Now let us discuss in detail about the harmonic mean. The definition of harmonic mean is it is the reciprocal of the arithmetic mean of the reciprocals of the given values. Now if you go through the definition of harmonic mean, it looks like little bit complicated. But if you compare the definition with the formula of both harmonic mean and arithmetic mean, it will be very easy to understand. The formula to calculate arithmetic mean is x bar is equal to summation of x divided by summation of n, where x is the values of the variable and n is the total number of observation. So, following the definition, the first statement is harmonic mean is the reciprocal of the arithmetic mean. What will be the reciprocal of the arithmetic mean? It will be summation of n divided by summation of x. Then in the definition, the second statement is arithmetic mean of the reciprocals of the given values. So what will be the reciprocals of the given values? It will be bracket summation 1 divided by x bracket close. So if you compare the definition with the formula, it is very easy to understand about harmonic mean. Now let us know how to calculate the harmonic mean for ungrouped data. The example is a migratory bird migrates from feeding place to breeding place at a speed of 70 km per hour and returns at a speed of 50 km per hour. We have to calculate the harmonic mean. So following the formula, the number or the value of n is 2. Then the values of the variable, that means x1 is 70 and x2 is 50. Then 2 divided by bracket 1 divided by 70 plus 1 divided by 50 bracket close will get the value 58.33 km per hour. So the average speed of that migratory bird during the whole journey was 58.33 km per hour. Now let us calculate harmonic mean for the data given in frequency distribution table. And for this kind of data set, the formula to calculate harmonic mean is summation of f divided by bracket summation of f divided by x bracket close. Now the example is hemoglobin percentage of 10% of a family was recorded and placed in frequency discrete series. The hemoglobin percentage is given in mg per 100 ml of blood and the values are 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16. The frequencies are for hemoglobin percentage 12, frequency 3, for 13 the frequency 3, for the value 14 the frequency 1, for hemoglobin percentage 15 the frequency 2, for the hemoglobin percentage 16 the frequency 1. Now let us first arrange the data. In the first column we have put the values of the variable. In the second column we have put the frequencies, and in the third column we have to calculate 1 by x, that means 1 by 12. So after calculation we will get the value 0.083. Then 1 by 13 0.076. 1 by 14 the value will be 0.071. 1 by 15 the value will be 0.066. Then 1 by 16 will get the value 0.062. In the fourth column we have to calculate f by x. So 3 by 0.083 will get the value 0.25. then 3 divided by 0.076 will get the value 0.23. 1 divided by 0.071, the value will be 0.07. Then 2 divided by 0.066, the value will be 0.13. Then 1 divided by 0.062 will get the value 0.06. In the next step, we have to calculate summation of f is equal to 10. Then summation of f divided by x equal 0.746. Then from the previous data set, after calculation, we have the value summation of f is equal to 10 and summation of f divided by x is equal to 0.746. If we put the values in the formula, we'll get 13.39. So the average hemoglobin percentage of the family members will be 13.39. Now let us calculate harmonic mean for group data arranged in continuous series. The length of 48 planes are given in class interval and the number of planes belong to that class interval is given in frequency. For the first class interval 10 to 20, frequency 6. Second class 20 to 30, frequency 12. Third class interval 30 to 40, frequency 14. Then lastly the class interval 40 to 50, frequency 16. The formula to calculate harmonic mean for this kind of dataset is summation of f divided by bracket summation of f divided by m bracket close. Now let us first arrange the dataset. In the first column we have put the class interval. Then in the second column we have put the frequencies. Then in the third column we have to calculate the midpoint of the specific class interval. After calculation, for the first class interval, we got the midpoint value 15. Then for the second class interval, midpoint value 25. For the third class interval, midpoint value 35. Then for the last class interval, midpoint value 45. Next we have to calculate f by m. So 6 divided by 15, the value will be 0.40. 12 divided by 25, the value will be 0.48. 14 divided by 35, the value will be 0.40. 16 divided by 45, the value will be 0.36. Next we have to calculate summation of f. It is 48. Then summation of f by m equal 1.64. Now from the previous table, after calculation, we have summation of f 48 and summation of f by m is equal to 1.64. After putting these values in the formula, we will get 29.27. That means 48 planes have an average length 29.27 centimeter. So that is all about calculation of mathematical average for different kinds of dataset. Hope you have got some idea about mean. If you have any confusion, you can contact me in my mail ID. It is given here. Thank you.